Good afternoon, Shavua Tov everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm your host, Raleigh Marks, and let's take a look at today's top stories. It has been the top story for I don't know how many months, and all of us are waiting with bated breath and more than a little frustration to find out what is happening with Israel's forming of a government. So here is the latest as of today. The Likud faction and Kachol Lavan met and agreed to a possible date of the 2nd of March should the talks for coalition not be successful. Now, bearing in mind they only have until midnight on Wednesday to try and cobble together some kind of ruling coalition. In the meantime, they wanted to start the legislation process to start putting forward or formalizing this date. But Speaker of the Knesset, Yuli Edelstein, said to both party leaders, Prime Minister Netanyahu and Benny Gantz of the Blue and White, to please try everything they can, that let's use whatever time remains to try and negotiate. And as we speak, various factions at the Knesset are meeting behind closed doors to see if we can find a way forward. Israel welcomes Guatemala's president-elect Alejandro Giammattei to Israel, where he has met with President Rivlin as well as other high-level officials. In his meeting, he reiterated that Guatemala stands firmly beside Israel and they will follow with the example of the United States in their recognition of the settlements as not being illegal. The president-elect also said that not only will he be keeping Guatemala's embassy in Jerusalem, but he will be encouraging other countries to follow suit. And in a very important move, he said that his country will be moving to outlaw Hezbollah, which follows a number of other states around the world in doing just that. But this would make Guatemala the first Central American country to do that, and it's of particular significance because there are a lot of Hezbollah cells in Central and Southern America, which cause grave concerns to the security of many of the countries on the continent and in Central America. And our last story of today is one that is extremely heartwarming, and it's the story of a Lebanese-born Swiss businessman by the name of Abdallah Chatilla. He has made headlines over the last week or so because he has been buying up a number of Nazi memorabilia, including a top hat that was once owned by Adolf Hitler and various other artifacts, with the intention of giving it to Jewish organizations so as to keep it out of the hands of neo-Nazis. It's extremely moving that he is doing this, and he's in Israel at the moment, and he met with President Rivlin yesterday, who said to him that it is so hugely significant, especially at a time when many are trying to deny the Holocaust. And as we've seen over the course of the last couple of months, many e-commerce sites selling Holocaust images as artworks or towels or items of clothing, which is profoundly hurtful. Chatilla initially gave his memorabilia that he has purchased to Keren Hayesod, one of the foremost Jewish organizations in Israel, who in turn gave it to Yad Vashem. And yesterday, Abdallah Chatilla visited Yad Vashem and was visibly moved. And he says, he feels a shiver inside when he understands how much it means to the Jewish people that he has done something like this. Many have lauded that the simple act of grace has hugely and profound effects on the Jewish people. And he said that never again cannot just become a slogan. Well, if there's any word to describe somebody like Abdallah Chatilla, it is just mentsch. And we greatly appreciate his intentions, his actions, and his standing with the Jewish people, especially at a time when anti-Semitism is rising. Those are the top stories making headlines today. You can check out more on our website at www.layoftheland.online. I have written an article which is up. It's called Selling Genocide. It is about these e-commerce sites and them selling various artifacts, skirts, shower curtains, scatter cushions, and various other products with images from the Holocaust on. Profoundly hurtful. So you can check it out there. You can also check it out on our Facebook page at Lottle Site. Our logo looks exactly like this, and our Facebook family is growing. So while you're checking out our Facebook page, if you haven't done so, please like us or follow us, share our content, and you'll invite your friends to do the same. And don't forget that, very importantly, we have a YouTube channel. It's called The Israel Brief. And the more of us who subscribe and the more of us who view and share it, the more we are able to get Israel's side of the story out to as many people as possible. So simply click on the subscribe button and you'll be notified every time we post a brief. I'm Rolene Marks with the Monday edition of the Israel Brief, and we'll chat again tomorrow.